Okay, so we've talked about vertex form of a quadratic equation, and that's the y minus k equals a times x minus h squared. That's what's known as vertex form. Just like linear equations, you remember with linear equations we had like slope-intercept form, we had point-slope form, we had standard form. There are different forms of a quadratic too. Standard form of a quadratic looks like this. Y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay. That's called standard form. But the thing that trips people up about this, and then a, b, and c are going to be numbers. So it would be like 5x squared plus 2x minus 3, something like that. Okay. You can't look at an equation, or you can't look at any sort of given information and determine what a, b, and c are. Okay, you can't look at it and say, oh, well, a must be 2, and b must be 5, and c must be 7. Okay, you can't do that. You've got to just do the math. All right, and that's why I said you already know everything you need to know to do this assignment. So to turn an equation into standard form, you're going to expand and simplify, which you already know how to do. And then you're going to get y by itself. Because you'll notice that up here, y is by itself. Okay. And this part is just FOIL, distributive property, combining like terms, those kinds of things. Okay. So we might not even need to do all 3 of these examples. We'll see. So if you're looking at number 1, convert each equation into standard form. Number 1 here. To get this into standard form, I just need to simplify this. What's the first thing I should do if I'm simplifying? Good guess. Well, not really guess. Good thought. One more thing I have to do before that. Before I distribute the 2. Not square root. I'm going to actually square it this time. Because I'm not solving. Okay, if I were solving it, if I was trying to figure out what x equaled, then I would square root it. I'm going to square it. Now, what does it mean to square a big parenthesis like that? Emily? Okay, I need 2 of those parentheses, right? So I'm going to write this out as y equals 2 times x minus 4 times x minus 4 plus 1. I'm going to go ahead and FOIL these 2, or if you wanted to do the box, you could. Do you guys prefer the box, or do you prefer FOIL? I don't remember. Box. Okay. So off to the side here, I would do x minus 4 and x minus 4. Okay. So x times x is x squared. X times negative 4 is negative 4x. Negative 4 times x is negative 4x. And negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. So when I put all of this together, I get x squared minus 8x plus 16. Did that kind of quickly because I feel like you guys are pretty solid on that. Any questions on what I just did? Okay, so now I'm going to take this and put it back here in place of those 2 parentheses. But everything else is still there. So I still have the 2, and then I have x squared minus 8x plus 16. And then I have plus 1 out here on the outside. Okay, so I kept that in parentheses because I still have that 2 out there. What do I have to do with that 2 now? Now I'll distribute, yep. So I'm going to do 2 times x squared, 2 times 8x, and 2 times 16. So y equals 2x squared minus 16x plus 32. Does the 2 get distributed to this 1? No, because it's not inside the parentheses. So now I just have a plus 1 hanging on out here. And then what else can I do? One more little thing. Yeah, just combine the 32 and the 1. So my final answer would be y equals 2x squared minus 16x plus 33. Okay. Does that look like this? Ax squared plus bx plus c. Okay, that's standard form. So you're just making it look pretty. That's all you're doing. You're expanding it, you're simplifying it, you're combining whatever you can, and your final answer is going to end up looking like this. Okay? Now this one, y was already by itself, so I didn't really have to worry about that. Let's do the next one because fractions are scary, but then maybe we can skip the third one. Unless you want to do it. You feel like we need to do the third one? Okay, maybe we'll see after this one. But okay, so first thing I'm going to do, when you're doing this, by the way, you should be thinking PEMDAS. You're doing order of operations. So the first thing I would do is the parentheses, and I need to square those, which is my exponent. So I'm going to have y plus 2 equals 1/2 times x minus 6 times x minus 6. So my very first step every time is to write that parenthesis out twice. And then multiply these together, which if you wanted to do it with a box, you could. In these, sometimes the box is a little more complicated just because you're kind of doing like math off to the side and then bringing it back in instead of keeping it all in line. But if you like the box and you're okay with doing that, it's no problem. X times x is x squared. X times negative 6 is negative 6x. Negative 6 times x is negative 6x. And negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. Combine these two, so I get x squared minus 12x plus 36. And that is going in place of these two parentheses, but I still have that 1/2 outside. So it's going to be y plus 2 equals 1/2 x squared, whoops, that's a minus 12x plus 36. Now what? Distribute the 1/2. What's going to happen when I multiply things by 1/2? It's going to cut the number in front in half. Now this is just an x squared. So how would I write 1/2 times x squared? Trick question. Up here when I did 2 times x squared, how did I write that? 2x squared. So when I do 1/2 times x squared, what am I going to write? 1/2 x squared, yeah. So this is y plus 2 equals 1/2 x squared. 1/2 times 12 is going to be 6. And 1/2 times 36 is going to be 18. Okay, so I did 1/2 times x squared, 1/2 times 12x, and 1/2 times 36. Now this time, y is not alone. So what do I need to move? The 2. And since that's a plus 2 and I'm moving it, I'm going to have to subtract 2. So when the number's over here on the other side with y, I can't just combine it with the 18. Okay, I could subtract it from each side. So I get y equals 1/2 x squared minus 6x, and then 18 minus 2 is 16. And that would be your final answer there. Okay, again, once it looks like this, you're done. Tom? Sure. Do we need to do the third one? Yes? Okay. How about I do this? I'm going to hand out homework. So for those of you who feel like you've got it, you can get started on homework. For those of you who feel like you need to see another one, you can stick with me for another one. By the way, there's like 2 graphing ones on each side. The graphing ones, again, you're going to want to just type into your calculator. Oh, I have to start correcting. Thanks for cutting me up.